Hi students, welcome back to All4's e-learning chemistry classes. Up to now we have completed 10 sessions for the chapter stoichiometry. Today we are going to the next step in the stoichiometry chapter, and that is the stoichiometric calculations based completely on balanced chemical reactions. And this topic is the real-time application of stoichiometry, and wherever there is a chemical industry, we are supposed to manufacture some chemicals starting from some raw materials. How much amount of raw materials we have to take, and finally how much product that we are going to get. All these calculations, the real time application of stoichiometry is this one, that is stoichiometric calculations. And before going to explain this particular stoichiometric calculations, let me go through one matching type question, and then we will go for this particular area. Okay students, please write down this question along with me. Get ready, write down. Column 1, write down students, column 1, within the brackets, average molar mass. Average molar mass. Write down students. Under column 1, A 80/3, B 62/3, C 48, and D 112/3. I am writing column 2. Composition of gas mixture. Write down students, composition of gas mixture. And again here in column 2, P, methane and sulfur trioxide in 1:1 mole ratio. Write down students, methane and sulfur trioxide in 1:1 mole ratio. Q, same, methane and sulfur trioxide in 1:1 mass ratio. That is moles ratio, this is mass ratio. Write down. R, methane and sulfur trioxide, same, having hydrogen and oxygen. I am writing the elements, hydrogen and oxygen atoms in 8:3 ratio. Yes, methane and ethane, C2H6, having carbon and hydrogen atoms, in 2:7 ratio. In 2:7 ratio. This is the question this is one-to-one matching. In the previous sessions, I have discussed matrix matching, but this is one-to-one match. One is matched only with one of this. This is different. Okay. Now, let me check how to match this column 1 and column 2. Right. I am going to take, this is the data composition and this is the average molar mass. So, it is better to start with this rather than this. Okay. 1:1 molar ratio. How you get average molar mass? 1 mole into 1 into molar mass of methane 16, 1 into molar mass of sulfur trioxide 80, 48 plus 32 divided by 1:1 means 2. 80 plus 16, 96 by 2, 48. Where is the 48? C. So, C is matched with P. Okay. One match is over. Next, same gases. Write down students, otherwise there is a problem to note down. Write down. Okay. Same gas mixture, but this time he has given 1:1 mass ratio. First one moles ratio, second one mass ratio. Okay, let me convert mass ratio into moles ratio because we are having molar masses 16, 80. Just now we have utilized. So, moles ratio I am calculating. See here, I will do the calculation here. Please concentrate students. 1 by 16 divided by 1 by 80. 80 will go to numerator. So, it becomes 5:1. So, molar ratio now is 5:1. Then do the average molar mass. 5 moles of methane, 5 into 16, 1 mole of sulfur trioxide, 80 by 5 plus 1, 6. 80 plus 80, 160, 160 by 6, that is 80 by 3. So, A. So, Q is matched with A. Two matchings are over. Note down students. Okay. Next, I will take R. Same mixture, methane and sulfur trioxide having hydrogen and oxygen atoms in 8:3. Oh, so 3 oxygens in sulfur trioxide, no doubt. So, you can take 1 mole students, but each CH4 contains 4 hydrogens. So, but he has given the atomic ratio of hydrogen and oxygen as 8:3. So, for this you can take it as simply 1 and for this you take it as 2. So, if the mole ratio, I am writing mole ratio this is. So, you multiply this 2 into 4, 8 moles of hydrogens, 1 into 3, 3, and means hydrogen oxygen atoms ratio is 8:3. So, when it becomes 8:3, when the mole ratio is 2:1, 2:1. Now, I am going to calculate average molar mass. 2 into 16, note down students, plus 1 into 80 divided by 3. 2 16s are 32 plus 80, 112, 112 by 3. So, exactly it is R is matched with D. So, remaining thing is very easy. So, it is matched with S provided if it is 1-to-1 match. So, let me check whether S is matched with B or not. Let me do that students. I think up to this you have noted down already. Now, I need some space here to calculate this. So, in the next we are going to check whether this B is going to match with S or not students. Please note it down first and then I will come to that and I will check it out. Okay students, let me check whether B is going to match with S or not. And according to the data given, the gas mixture contains CH4 methane and C2H6 ethane, but having carbon and hydrogen atoms in the ratio of 2:7. Okay. Now I am going to calculate mole ratio. Mole ratio. How many carbons are there? Let me take first of all. Okay, mole ratio I have to calculate. Let A mole methane, write down students, and B mole ethane. So now I am writing carbon atoms divided by hydrogen atoms. Ratio we have 2/7. So carbon atoms, A molecules, A moles, A carbon atoms, 1 carbon, 2 carbons are there, so 2B. Here 4 hydrogens are there in methane, and that one 6 hydrogens, 6B. This exactly he has given as 2/7. 2/7. Now let me do the calculation for this. I am doing now. 7A plus 14B is equal to 8A plus 12B. If you take B to the side, 2B, that is A. So A by B is equal to 2/1. So mole ratio of methane and ethane is 2:1. We got now. Now let us do the average molar mass. A moles means methane, 2 into 16, plus B moles means ethane, 1 into ethane molar mass, 2 12 24 plus 6 30 divided by 2 plus 1 3, 32 plus 30 62/3. Yes, now you can come to a conclusion that definitely B is matched with yes. Please note it down. It's a very important approach. Okay, students. Now I am entering into the today's concept, stoichiometric calculations. This particular approach is based on a balanced chemical equation, and totally there are three different relation calculations. I am writing them. See, weight calculation, weight volume calculations, and volume calculations. Volume calculations. Three different areas we are going to discuss under this heading, and all these things one after another slowly I will explain how to solve the numericals. First let me explain weight calculations by taking a balanced chemical equation. A simple equation I will take. Calcium carbonate on decomposition give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, and we know carbon dioxide is gas. First of all, we have, this is the balanced chemical equation, no doubt. The stoichiometric coefficient is nothing but 1 here, so simply I can write 1 mole. Here also you will get 1 mole of calcium oxide, and here you will get 1 mole of carbon dioxide. 1 mole means we know molar mass. Molar mass of calcium carbonate 40 plus 12 52 plus 48, that is 100 grams. Here 40 plus 16 56 grams. Here the molar mass of carbon dioxide is 12 plus 32 44 grams. This is the data that we can write based on the balanced chemical equation. Now, how the questions you are going to get on this weight relation. Suppose if I given with only 25 grams, given what I am writing here, students, given only 25 grams. What is the mass of both calcium oxide and carbon dioxide obtained just by decomposition of 25 grams of limestone? If the question is asked like that, What we will do? Same way, simple common sense. 100 rupees, 10 pence. 50 rupees, 5 pence. The simple common sense again is needed here. Nothing more than that. Very easy it is. Similarly, I am writing 100 grams of calcium carbonate limestone gives 56 grams of calcium oxide, but this time I have given only 25 grams, 1/4 of that. So, you will get 1/4 of that, 14. So, simple, but do the calculation. 25 by 100 into 56, that is 14 grams. Similarly, for carbon dioxide also you can calculate. Here I am writing 100 grams of limestone on decomposition gives 44 grams of carbon dioxide. Observe. Now this time I have given only 25 grams. 1/4 of that. What is 1/4 of 44? 11. No need of pen and paper. You can directly solve if the simple fractions are given. Otherwise, we have to go for calculation. So 25 by 100 into 44, that is 11 grams. So 11 grams and 14 grams are the answers for this particular model. This is weight relation, weight like that. The question may set like this. I have given the mass of details of calcium carbonate, but sometimes they will give the data like this. While decomposition of a sample of limestone, only 14 grams of calcium oxide is formed. What is the weight of calcium carbonate given? Then our answer is 25 grams. Reverse you have to go for calculation. The same question is asked for based on the data of carbon dioxide also. The question can set like this. On a sample of limestone, from a sample of limestone, on decomposition, 11 grams of carbon dioxide is obtained. What is the mass of limestone given to you? That may be asked as a question. Then our answer is 25 grams. Reverse to that. So that's why I have stated this as weight calculations, stoichiometric calculations involved only the masses of components, either the reactant is given or the products are given. Based on that, based on balanced chemical equation, we can simply calculate all the things. Please note down, students. Then I will go for weight volume calculations. Okay. Let me go for weight volume calculations. How the questions we are going to get based on this weight volume relationship. Okay. I am going to use the same equation, a different equation. Okay. I am going to take potassium chlorate, which on decomposition gives potassium chloride and oxygen. So this is the balanced chemical equation. Potassium chlorate on decomposition gives potassium chloride and oxygen gas. These two are solids. We know oxygen is gas. So based on stoichiometry of the equation, 2 moles on decomposition forms 2 mole potassium chloride and 3 mole oxygen gas. The same thing I can write like this. 2 into calculate the molar mass of potassium chlorate. Potassium 39.5, 39, chlorine 35.5, 48, that is comes around 122.5 grams. It will give 3 moles of oxygen gas. We know according to GMV concept, 1 mole of any gas at STP occupies 22.4 liters. So 3 moles are there. Simply I can write 22.4 liters. But STP you should mention, otherwise it becomes wrong. So this is a relation. See, observe here, weight, volume, weight, volume. Suppose if I given only with 122.5 grams, what will be the volume of oxygen obtained at STP? Then you can do the calculation, students. 122.5 divided by 2 into 122.5 into 3 into 22.4. These two gets cancelled. So you will get 33.6 liters at STP. This type of calculation is called weight volume calculation. If the question is asked by given weight and you are going to get volume, the same question can set like this: a sample of potassium chlorate, on decomposition gave 33.6 liters of oxygen at STP. What is the mass of potassium chlorate sample decomposed? Then how to go for the reverse, and same you will get the answer as 122.5 grams. So this type of calculations comes under the heading weight volume calculations. Please note it down. Okay, students, let me go for third type, that is volume calculations. These type of calculations are very important and moreover very easy if you are able to understand in the proper way, that is Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes and Avogadro's law. Because volume means majorly the reactions which involve gases as components. So for such type of gas mixtures or gaseous reactions, moles ratio is always exactly equal to volumes ratio. So let me go through one or two examples, then I will switch over to the different types of numerical approach under this heading. Again I start with weight, volume and volume. Now I am introducing how the calculations are. Right. Let me explain with one simple example. Nitrogen, hydrogen on reaction with each other to form ammonia. All the three are gases. Okay. Now I can simply write 1 mole nitrogen, 3 moles hydrogen going to form 2 moles of ammonia. Because all the three are gases, according to Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes, one volume always combines with 3 volumes of hydrogen and always form only 2 volumes of ammonia. That volume should be the same unit for all the three. 1 ml of nitrogen always combines with 3 ml of hydrogen to form 2 ml of ammonia under similar conditions, same temperature and pressure. Similarly, if you take 10 ml, it needs 30 ml and we are going to get 20 ml. See, the ratio is not disturbing anywhere. Suppose if you take 20 ml, here the need is 3 into 20 ml. Here the formation will be 2 into 10 ml. So one not supposed to disturb the stoichiometric ratio or mole ratio. That ratio is nothing but 1:3:2 for this particular chemical reaction. Okay. So this is the mole ratio. So volumes ratio also were not supposed to be disturbed. So in this way we can calculate volume relationships if the equation involves minimum 2 gases. Okay, students, write down the first question under the heading stoichiometric calculations. Please write down along with me. What is the mass of residue mass of residue left after strong heating of after strong heating of 2.76 grams of silver carbonate Ag2CO3, 2.76 grams of silver carbonate. Now, to solve this question, you need a balanced chemical reaction, and what are the products obtained on decomposition of that substance. I am writing silver carbonate will be decomposed to silver metal and going to give carbon dioxide and as well as oxygen gases. So, this is the balanced reaction for the decomposition of silver carbonate. Sir, you know that equation and you have written. How we know, sir, at this moment? Yes, this particular part of stoichiometry needs the entire knowledge of 2 academic years syllabus, because any balanced chemical equation, based on any balanced chemical equation present in 2 academic years syllabus, can be set as numerical according to the heading stoichiometric calculations. By the completion of syllabus you get that knowledge, and we are at the beginning stage, so we will give the equation, but you should be in a position to solve. That is more important. Okay. Now, this is the balanced chemical equation for the decomposition of silver carbonate. So, based on balanced chemical equation, we can write moles. Here data is linked with mass of residue. This is solid, silver metal solid, carbon dioxide gas, oxygen gas. On heating, gases will be escaped out. Residue means usually the solid, what is going to be get obtained in that particular reaction we are going to consider. That is mass of residue. Here nothing but mass of silver obtained. So, only write down these 2. Forget about that. Right. Now, I can write 4 moles of silver. 2 moles of silver carbonate on decomposition gives 4 moles of silver. So, it has given in the form of mass. Convert moles into mass. Let me calculate molar mass of this silver atomic weight. We know 108, 2108, so 216. Carbon 12 we know. Oxygen 316, so 48. That is 16, 7, oh yes, 276 is the molar mass of silver carbonate. So, I can write 2 into 276 grams of silver carbonate on decomposition leaves a residue of a solid silver 4 in moles, means 4 into 108 grams. But this time he has given only 2.76 grams. So, if 2.76 grams is given to you, how much is the left? 2.76 by 2 into 276 into 4 into 108. This is 2. This is 10 power minus 2. So, our answer is 2.16 grams. No need to do all this. This is 10 power minus 2, half of that. So, simply you can write 2.16 grams. Please note down this, students. Okay, students, let me go for the next question. Please get ready. Write down. When a sample of baking soda, is strongly ignited, in a open vessel, it suffered, write down, it suffered a weight loss of, simply I am writing WT, a weight loss of 3.1 grams, write down 3.1 grams. Calculate the number of moles of baking soda taken. Calculate the number of moles of baking soda taken. Okay. Now, let us solve this. Baking soda means sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3. This always on heating decomposes, forms carbonate, sodium carbonate, CO2 and H2O, CO2 and H2O. On strong heating in open vessel, ignition, this also gets in the form of gas. This also gets in the form of gas because water gets evaporated on strong ignited in a open vessel. Okay. Now I am going to balance this equation. So this is the balanced chemical equation. You will get this knowledge in first academic year syllabus under the heading of alkali metals and its compounds. Up to that we have to give the equation to you for the calculation. Okay. Now, according to this balanced chemical equation, I can write 2 moles gives 1 mole, 1 mole and 1 mole, 1 mole. Molar mass of this 23 sodium atomic mass 1, 24 plus 12, 36 plus 48, 84. So, you can write 2 into 84 grams. Here 223 is 46 plus 12, 58 plus 48, that is 106 grams, 1 mole only. Carbon dioxide, you know the molar mass 44 grams, water 18 grams. A suffered a weight loss he has given. Okay, what exactly the weight loss here? This is solid and this is solid on strongly ignited. Strongly ignited means high temperatures. High temperatures. So, open vessel means water gets evaporated and carbon dioxide will be released into the gas. And the loss is due to both carbon dioxide and H2O from this compound. Okay, now I am writing 2 moles only has given, no problem. I am writing that 2 moles will suffer a weight loss of 44 plus 18, 62 grams weight loss. Usually as per the balanced chemical equation. Now, this time he has given only 3.1 grams. Then what will be the loss? So, 3.1 by 62 into 2. This is 0.1 mole. So, your answer is over, students, 0.1 mole. The question may be asked like this, the same data. What will be the volume of carbon dioxide gas obtained at STP? Without this, instead of that, you can set one more question based on the data. During this time, during this reaction, what is the volume of carbon dioxide gas obtained at STP? If the question is asked like that, what you will do? See, from this chemical equation, 2 moles of sodium carbonate gives 1 mole of carbon dioxide. 1 mole means 22.4 liters at STP, students. But this time, based on this data, you are having how much? Only 0.1 mole. So, 0.1 by 2 into 22.4, that is only 1.12 liters carbon dioxide gas at STP will obtain. That question may also be asked based on the same data. Based on the same data. So, any number of questions can be framed based on the same data, but we should be in a position to evaluate exactly what he is asking us and what we are doing for the solution, and this is the way how to calculate the particular question. Okay students, note it down. Okay students, let me go for the next question. Write down. Write down students. 1.17 liters of oxygen gas is obtained. 1.17 liters of oxygen is obtained at STP by the decomposition of, write down, by the decomposition of potassium chlorate KClO3. Calculate the weight of, just I am writing WT, calculate the weight of potassium chloride obtained in this reaction. Obtained in this reaction. Now, let me explain how to solve this question. First of all, we have to write the balanced chemical equation for the decomposition of potassium chlorate. Potassium chlorate always on decomposition give potassium chloride and oxygen gas. So, this is the balanced chemical equation we know. Okay, 2 moles gives 2 moles and 3 moles oxygen. This is the balance based on balanced chemical equation. Here potassium chlorate, no problem, simply you can write 2 moles. And he is asking for potassium chloride mass. So, convert this into mass. 2 into potassium chloride, formula mass, potassium 39, chlorine 35.5. So, 74.5 grams. And for this he has given volume data. So, convert, and also STP has mentioned. So, convert these moles into STP volume. So, simply you can write 3 into 22.4 liters at STP. Now, based on these two data, we are going to solve this question. See, I am writing, see here, 3 into 22.4 liters oxygen is obtained along with 2 into 74.4 grams of KCl. But this time only how much oxygen you are giving? 1.17 liters of oxygen. How much? I am doing the calculation here students. 1.17 by 3 into 22.4 into 2 into 74.5. So, this you have to calculate. And finally, you will get the answer as approximately 2.48 grams. So, based on these two data he has given. He has not given the data or any relevant data about reactant. So, based on products also, if you know the mass of one product, you can estimate the mass of other product. If one of them is gases, if you know the mass of one product, you can estimate the volume of other product as gas at STP. So, this calculation should be done at STP. The question is also asked in STP. Okay. This is the answer for this question. You please note it down, and then I will go for the next question. Okay, students, let us go through the next question. You please write down. Write down, students. 1 mole mixture of 1 mole mixture of FeO and Fe3O4 containing equal moles, write down students, containing equal moles of each, equal moles of each on reaction with sufficient oxygen and reacts with sufficient oxygen given n moles of Fe2O3. What is the value of n? That is the question, students. Very important question. He has given a mixture of FeO and Fe3O4. 1 mole mixture he has given, and he is saying equal moles of each. Within the 1 mole, equal moles means 0.5 mole this and 0.5 mole this. First of all, let me write down. So, based on the data, I can write 0.5 mole FeO plus 0.5 mole Fe3O4. This is the actual data given up to this. 1 mole mixture of FeO and Fe3O4 containing equal moles of each. So, within 1 mole equal moles means half of that and half of that. That is what I have written. Okay. And this data you need is a mixed oxide. Iron has 2 types of oxide: ferrous oxide, ferric oxide. Ferrous oxide, ferric, less oxygen, ferrous oxide, more oxygen, ferric oxide. So, based on oxidation state also we can define, but as of now I have teach like that: ferrous oxide and ferric oxide. Now, this, no doubt, see, this is mixed oxide. If you add these 3, what you will get? Tell me. Fe3O4. So, 1 mole of this contains 1 mole, but this time he has given 0.5 mole. So, instead of this, I can write 0.5 mole FeO and as well as 0.5 mole Fe2O3. Now, this mixture is reacting with sufficient oxygen. This is already higher oxide Fe2O3. FeO lower oxide on reaction with oxygen can convert into higher oxide. So, I am writing the reaction. FeO plus O2 gives rise to Fe2O3, lower oxide to higher oxide on combination with oxygen. Now, you balance this, you see, 2 FeO plus half O2 gives rise to Fe2O3, balanced equation. Okay. Here 2 moles gives 1 mole, right. But total how many moles of FeO is there for us in the given data? 0.5 mole here and 0.5 mole here. Total 1 mole. So, 1 mole is here. Then how many moles you will get? So, 1 by 2 into 1, that is 0.5 mole Fe2O3. Now, look at the question. What exactly he is asking? He is asking for the moles of Fe2O3 obtained. Already originally it is 0.5 mole, and this ferrous oxide also will changes into 0.5 mole of Fe2O3. This 0.5 and this 0.5 total, our answer is 1 mole. So, N equal to 1. That is the final answer, students. It can be set for integer type question in advanced paper. Very good question. Okay, I am going to conclude this session with this numerical. In the next session, we will go for some more numericals and different approaches are there, and please follow carefully. Thank you.